Yo, what's up guys? I hope you've had a fantastic week. I hope your training is going well. Today, I want to talk about fitness myths. There are so many of them. The fitness industry is full of smoke and mirrors, full of people telling you that if you want to grow your biceps, you need to stand on a Bosu ball while rubbing your stomach and curling a hedgehog behind you. Or if you want to burn fat, you need to take this super secret supplement, which they happen to also be making a lot of money on, in order to shred fat in 2 seconds. And the truth is, 99% of the time, it's all rubbish. But it's not sexy or cool to tell someone that you just need to do the basics and remain consistent for about 5 to 10 years, and then you'll probably get the results you want. That's not exactly easy to sell. They would much rather tell you that if you do this one specific movement, you'll get your results like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So today I wanted to talk about 3 prominent myths, things that I see people talk about all the time, and things that, if you don't know any better, you can end up falling into the trap. And often that results in you maybe not getting the results you want, getting burnt out along the way, getting frustrated, and then just stopping. So let's fix that. Myth number 1. Cardio for fat loss. You hear it all the time. Someone says, hey, I want to lose some weight. I want to lose some fat. What do I do? And then someone's like,
do cardio, bro.
You're like, my results have started to slow down. I'm not losing enough fat.
Do more cardio, bro.
Yeah, but now I've started to hit a plateau and I can't quite get to that last little bit of lean body fat.
Do so much cardio that you can't walk.
No, just no. Stop. This is one of those statements that typically gets a lot of people riled up, but cardio is not an effective tool for fat loss. Do you know what cardio is good for? It's actually in the name. It's good for improving your cardiovascular health. Now, of course, that does have far-reaching benefits, and of course, in the process of doing cardio, you can aid fat loss. But the important distinction here is that cardio is not a fat loss tool. To quote Dr. Brad Schoenfeld, aerobic exercise is not necessary for fat loss, and unless you commit a lot of time to it on a daily basis, its overall effects will be modest. Adherence to an energy-restricted diet is always the primary fat loss strategy from a practical standpoint. Moreover, resistance training is essential, and thus more important than aerobic exercise, for maintaining or even increasing lean mass during energy restriction. That said, cardio can be used in combination with diet and lifting to enhance fat loss, and it has numerous other health-related benefits as well. Just don't expect to hit the treadmill a few times a week and shred fat. Now, to break that down, as I've said numerous times in this channel before, if you want to lose weight, if you want to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Now, yes, it's true that sometimes in the process of doing cardio, that can put you in a deficit, but using cardio as a means to create a deficit is not an effective tool. By far, the best thing to do is to establish your calorie deficit first, irrespective of exercise, and then you can do whatever exercise you enjoy the most on top. If you enjoy cardio, that's fine. Running, cycling, rowing, whatever it is. This is not me saying cardio is not good. This is not me saying don't do cardio. On the contrary, cardio is fantastic, but you want to be doing it for the right reasons. Similarly, I do highly encourage resistance training because, as mentioned, it helps you build lean muscle mass, which in the process of losing body fat will improve your body composition and get you closer to your goals. Remember that resistance training doesn't mean you want to get massive. It can also just be used as a means to aid you along the process. You can still just lift weights without getting hench. And if you're one of those people that's just starting out and you're like, I hate cardio, you can still make results without that. In fact, going back to the beginning of my journey, this was me at the beginning, this was me after a year of training, and this was simply just through calorie deficit and resistance training. Admittedly, back then I didn't know everything I do now, and I made the grave mistake of not eating enough protein, which is kind of why, even though I lost a lot of weight, I also got kind of skinny in the process. We've since, of course, fixed that, and I've gone and built a lot of muscle, but the point is, you don't have to do cardio to lose weight, you don't have to do cardio to burn fat, you just need to be in a calorie deficit. Following that, do the training that you enjoy. Myth number 2, the anabolic window. Now, I did a short TikTok on this, some of you guys might have already seen it, but I want to elaborate. The anabolic window is kind of one of the biggest, oldest bodybuilding myths. This idea that you have a limited time window following a workout in which you must consume your protein, otherwise if you don't, your muscles break down, you're basically wasting your time, you've lost all your gains, and you are simply going backwards. That is not true. Now, yes, there is an argument to be made that if you are an elite level athlete, maybe you are prepping to go on stage as a bodybuilder, then nutrient timing is perhaps a little more specific for you. But for most people, for you or I, if we are just training for general fitness, if we're training to get stronger, build muscle, for most people, the number one most important factor is daily total protein intake. Yes, you can optimize it to a degree, you can space it out, but ultimately, if you are consuming the necessary amount of protein per day alongside your training, you're going to build muscle. Now, the caveat to this is that if you do happen to train fasted, if you just eat nothing in the morning, you go and train, then there is the argument to be made that you should try and get some protein in relatively soon after your workout, just to, of course, help aid that muscle repair, to, of course, help you build muscle. But if you've had a pre-workout meal, like a lot of people do, then there is absolutely no need to, the second you drop your dumbbell, dash over to your bag, grab your shaker, and down a protein shake like it's last orders at the pub. That is not necessary. The main thing is consume the necessary amount of protein per day, do your resistance training, and you'll build muscle just fine. And then fitness myth number 3. DOMS is not an accurate measure of whether you had a good workout or not. DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness, is a sensation you will often feel following a particularly challenging session. It is brought about through the eccentric portion of the lift, namely the lowering portion typically, and this of course can occur anywhere from 12 to 72 hours after your workout. I'm sure you've all felt it before. Sometimes after a particularly challenging leg day, you struggle to get out of bed, you go to sit on the toilet and it feels like the most emotional thing in the world. We have all felt it. And while DOMS is not a bad thing, it is not a metric you should be using to determine whether your workout was good or bad. What I mean by that is that, of course, as you become more experienced, as you get more used to the movements, as of course your muscles get more used to the movements, sometimes you may do a session and you won't feel the DOMS the following day, the following 2 days, and often people will then think, maybe I didn't have a good workout. I need to push harder next time. I need to do more volume. To the point where they then start doing ridiculous volume, and this then starts hindering their recovery. You will not necessarily always feel DOMS, but again, that is not an indication of a good or a bad workout. If you want to know whether you're making progress, track your numbers and apply the principles of progressive overload. Provided on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis you are either lifting more weight, doing more reps with the same weight, and in general just progressing with your training, that is an indication that you're getting stronger, that you're building muscle. You can of course also use progress photos to determine visually if you are getting to where you want to go to. By far the best metric for progression are your numbers, and of course also just ensuring that you're choosing good exercises. So again, DOMS, completely fine, nothing wrong with it, just don't go using it as a metric for whether you had a good or a bad workout. So there you have it. Those are a few fitness myths. I hope you guys found that helpful. I hope maybe that has clarified a few things for you. And if you did maybe fall into one of those traps, then at least you're now on the right path. If you guys did find this useful, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you stick around if you guys have been enjoying the content lately. And if you want more of this, then maybe we could dispel some more fitness myths in future videos.